The fourth type of the irregular plural is called the morphophonemic plural. In this type of plural, the stem of the singular noun is going to change after adding the s plural suffix. The change is in the final sound in the singular noun, which is going to change into another sound after adding the s plural. So the final sound in the singular stem is changed into another sound in the plural stem. We have three types of morphophonemic change. The first one is the change from se to ze. We have only one example: house. House ends in se. This stem ends in se. The singular stem ends in the se sound. But after adding the s plural, we pronounce the word as houses, not houses. We pronounce it as houses. Notice that the stem of the singular noun is house, while the stem of the plural noun is house. So we have a morphophonemic change from se to ze after adding the s plural. And of course, after adding the s plural to a noun that ends in ze, the allomof is going to be is. So we have houses. The second type is the change from fe to ve. So we have nouns that end in fe. After adding the s plural, the fe is going to change into ve. For example, wife, wives. Even the spelling is going to change, not only the pronunciation. Wife, wives. Calf, calves. Half, halves. And we have some other nouns that end in fe, and after adding the s plural, the fe is going to change into ve. And this is what is called a morphophonemic plural. The third change is the change from the to the. Here we have nouns that end in the. After adding the s plural, the the is going to change into the. For example, mouth, mouth, it ends in the. After adding the s plural, we have mouths, mouths. We don't say mouths, we have to say mouths. So the change is not in spelling, it is in pronunciation. That is why it is called morphophonemic plural. We have a change in sound. Path, it ends in the. After adding the s plural, it becomes paths, paths, not paths. So here we have a morphophonemic plural because the sound the is changed into the after adding the s plural. Now we can have this question: do all nouns that end in the or the, they undergo morphophonemic change? It means that they change the final sound into another sound after adding the s plural? The answer is no. We have nouns that do not make a morphophonemic change. They are pluralized by adding the s plural only, by one of the allomorphs of the s plural, without changing the final sound, although these nouns end in fe or the. Let's have some examples. Sheaf. Sheaf is a noun that ends in fe. The plural of sheaf is not sheaves, it is sheafs. It is only sheafs. So here we don't have a morphophonemic plural, we have a regular plural. Sheafs with se allomorph. Another word is chef. Chef, it ends in fe. But when we want to make it plural, we say chefs. We don't change the fe into ve. We simply put the s plural at the end of the singular noun to make it plural. So we have chef, chefs. grief, griefs. Depth, it ends in the, and we have depths. We don't change the to the. In both the singular form and the plural form, the final sound in the stem is the. So all of these nouns and some other nouns, they don't undergo morphophonemic change. They follow the regular plural. Just we add the S plural to these nouns to make them plural. In addition to that, few nouns have both forms of the plural, the regular plural and the morphophonemic plural. For example, the noun youth. Youth ends in the. We can make it plural in two ways. By following the regular plurals only by adding the S plural without changing the into another sound. So we say youths, or by saying youths, by changing the into the, then we pronounce the word as youths. Scarf also have two forms of plural. Either regular plural, so we have scarves without changing the into another sound. We simply add the S plural, so it is scarves. Or scarves, after changing the into the, and then we pronounce the word as scarves. It undergoes morphophonemic change. So here we have a morphophonemic plural. So for scarf, again, we have scarves, regular plural, and scarves, morphophonemic plural. And there are some other nouns that have both forms of plural and they end in the or fe. The last type of plural is the foreign plural. From its name, it is the plural of the nouns that are borrowed from other languages into English. Now, these nouns, how do we pluralize them? How do we make them plural? There are three ways. Most of these nouns abandon their original plural system. They abandon their native plural system and they follow the English plural system by adding S plural only. Some of them follow both systems, the native plural system, the original plural system, in addition to the English plural system. And few of them retain their own original system. They do not follow the English plural system. Let's have them one by one. Let's start with the first category, in which most of the foreign nouns follow the English system, the English plural system, by adding the S plural. For example, some of the Italian words, some of the Italian nouns that end with O are made plural by adding the English S plural, not the Italian I plural, by adding the I at the end of the singular nouns to make them plural. For example, the word soprano is a word that is borrowed from the Italian language into English. This word is made plural by adding S plural, sopranos. In the original language, in the Italian language, they make it plural by deleting the O and adding the I, so it becomes soprani. But in English, when it is borrowed into English, the only way to make it plural by adding the S plural, sopranos. The same is applied for piano, which is a word that is borrowed from the Italian language into English. This word is made plural only by adding the S plural, so it is pianos, not piani. Cello, cellos, casino, casinos, studio, studios, etc. In addition to that, some Spanish words also follow the English plural system, because it is similar to the Spanish system. For example, cafeteria, cafeterias, cigar, cigars, tornado, tornadoes, guitar, guitars, barbecue, barbecues. All of these nouns that are borrowed from the Spanish language are made plural by adding the S plural only. The second category includes nouns that follow both plurals, the native or the original plural and the English plural. So each one of these nouns have two forms, two plural forms, the native form and the English plural form by adding the S plural. For example, the word concerto is pluralized by saying concerti or concertos. We have two plural forms, concerti or concertos. Both of them are acceptable because this noun can be made plural by following both systems, the native or the original system and the English plural system. Another example is curriculum. Curriculum can be made plural by following the native plural system by saying curricula. We delete the UM and we add A, so it is curricula. Or by following the English system, the English plural system, by adding the S plural, so it is curriculums. We just add the S plural. So we have both plurals for curriculum, curricula and curriculums. Syllabus is another example. This word can be made plural by adding S plural according to the English plural system, so we say syllabuses, or syllabi by following the native or the original plural system. So we have syllabi or syllabuses. The last category includes a few borrowed nouns that follow the original or the native plural system only. They do not follow the English plural system. For example, the word alumna is made plural by following the native plural system. So the plural form of alumna is alumni. We cannot pluralize this noun by saying alumnas because the only plural form for this noun is alumni. Similarly, we have the word stratum. Stratum is a foreign word that can be pluralized by the foreign plural only, not by the regular plural. So we have stratum as the singular form and strata as the plural form. Also, we have the word agendum. The plural form of agendum is agenda. By the way, the word agenda is borrowed into the English language. The plural form is borrowed into the English language, not the singular form. The word agenda is the plural form by following the native plural system, the original plural system, and it is borrowed as it is with its plural form. However, nowadays, agenda is used as a singular noun in the English language, but originally, in its native language, it is a plural word. It is a plural noun, not a singular noun, but in the English language, it is used as a singular noun. However, the singular form originally is agendum, and the plural word is agenda.